What is your I don't get paid enough for this crap moment? I used to work at Old Country Buffet, and there were kids who would eat until they threw up like all the time. This one case that is seared into my mind was when I was once fixing up the salad bar and I heard Billy run. Scream from an ignorant parent, and then I see this 12-ish-year-old boy running to the bathroom, only he didn't make it. An unholy amount of undigested red gel came exploded out of him like a effing volcano all over the Caesar salad, the floor next to the cash register, and on about 5 or 6 diners waiting in line to get in. It looked like he had literally vomited his guts out in an arc about 10 feet in diameter. I had to sweep up the chunks with a broom until a dishwasher with a mop could take care of the rest. The one time my family went to a buffet-style restaurant when I was younger, my mom only let us have one dessert. I was so mad because there were obviously 50 million desserts available, and hadn't we just paid to eat all we want? As an adult, I now know she was just being a good mom and a rational human being. When I played JV football, most of our team would go after games Saturday afternoon. You can imagine the volume of food about a dozen teenage football players are capable of consuming. We would eat ourselves sick. I personally threw up ice cream that was still cold in the parking lot. I remember the sensation vividly. I also remember one weekend we'd make burgers stacked 6 or 7 patties high. They kept placing orders for more to the kitchen. Heard one cook yell, "Who are the fat asses eating all the burgers?" I'm so sorry, but I'm shocked this is a somewhat regular occurrence. We at least would make it out to the parking lot before spilling out guts. Kids are crapheads sometimes. Who are the fat asses eating all the burgers? I'm sorry, but that's hilarious. Do you think he was purposely yelling it loud enough to be overheard? I've worked in several restaurants. That was absolutely their intent. Without a doubt in my mind. Plumber owner of a mobile home called and said they had a stinky yard. I could smell it when I pulled up. The mobile home was new and had only been set up for about 8 months. While setting it up, someone didn't tighten a no-hub band of the toilet in the kids' bathroom. 8 months of flush toilet was all over the ground, under the home, and had just started being noticed outside. I told the homeowner to call the guys that set it up to come fix it. I wasn't crawling under there. Oh God. And it must have been smelling long before it got that bad. I'm picturing them walking around their house for months, asking, "What is that smell?" It had brick underpinning, so it mostly was just pooling underneath the home. It's amusing that your username goes along with that story. Back when I did plumbing, went out to a job that required us to crawl into the crawl space of about a 200-year-old mill house. I opened up the crawl space and shined my light in there across the crawl space to see all the rafters and pipes just draped in snake skins and some snakes slithering away into the darkness. Nope, the F out of that one. I'd rather crawl though crap than snakes. On a remodel, I reached in a pile of insulation to grab a water line and grabbed a snake instead. Cut my hand on a nail and busted my head on the way out of there. Yeah, I like snakes, but that'd make me scuttle out of there faster than a crab on PCP. Could you imagine being the snake though? Lol. Just chilling in your hovel, then suddenly a giant hand grabs your whole torso and pulls you out. You'd be scarred for life. Yeah, just listening to some snake jazz in your hovel. To all the plumbers out there, thank you for your service. You are the glue that bind our fragile society together. Plumber as well. Had to do a tie for a 6 inches waste sack main to offset it for a boiler to go in later at a hospital. Told all staff and had maintenance shut down bathrooms from 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. for us to do the offsets. Had everything measured, cut, and ready to move into place. Epping staff on every floor ignored the signs because we got constant flushes of fresh crap and shredded toilet paper. At one point I was holding the outlet side of a horizontal piece with my hard hat and trying to no-hub band the fitting for it in place while crap literally rolled down my back and into my shirt, down my pants. My socks were soaked in the waste. Took us a total time of 45 minutes but scheduled a 2-hour window just in case. Worst part of this was that they had another bathroom option just down the hall. So inconsiderate. This trade sucks sometimes. Edit. Yes, we locked out, tagged out as many valves as possible, believed to shut down the stacks. This building was really 5 different buildings built in different eras and tied together. The maintenance didn't know enough to give us confirmation on which valves close which lines. We also discovered nearly 2 years later that multiple sections of the building were cross-supplied, meaning that water is able to flow into a line that it technically shouldn't be able to supply. It's not just as simple as locking a bathroom door. It's multiple bathrooms over 6 stories, and one of the floors happened to be a psych ward that has bathrooms that do not lock, and we were not permitted to enter. As an installer, you don't get to schedule this kind of crap when you want. Your supervisor tells you when it's going to happen and gives you a timeline to complete it. They coordinate with the GC, who coordinates with the staff, and they determine what day, time, location is best. We barely get to weigh in on poorly engineered system designs without waiting weeks or months for decisions to be made. Isn't that a situation where you can call whoever hired you and say we're leaving until you get your staff in order, or demand extra pay or something? Seems like they made the working environment a hazard for you. No one should have to have crap falling on them while working. Apparently he was paid enough for that crap. I'm not made of such stern stuff. I'd have been out of there, charged the client for the time, and offered to come back if they positioned someone outside each of the toilets. Probably best that I'm not a plumber. The hourly rate would have to be in the 4 digits to make this remotely palatable. Maybe for the contractor, not the actual plumbers working with it. We usually have a switch in our heads. Either don't want to get crap on me, so you avoid it as much as possible. The other one is when you got crap on you already, so might as well go knee deep into it because your outfit is already effed for the day. That's when you tell management to get their literal crap in order, or at the very least demand extra pay. Was working with my uncle doing some repairs on a house when I was 16. We went under the house to route some duct, and they had a busted sewage line running under the house. It had filled up an entire valley under the house. I saw it, backed out of there, and told my uncle I ain't touching this house until that's gone. We packed up, told the owners, and never came back. I worked at a heating and air conditioning company doing bookkeeping. I was being trained by the company's accountant. If I made a mistake, the owner would literally scream at me full voice. I overheard him talking to his brother, and his brother had told him not to scream at me. The owner said, "You have to tear them down to build them up." I decided I wasn't going to take another day of his screaming after that. I remember one of the assistant managers at the grocery store I worked at said the district managers wanted all the employees to be afraid of management or something asinine like it. I told him that is a good way to get employees to do the bare minimum. I only went out of my way to help the managers I liked. He agreed that he got the best results out of people by treating them with respect. Lo and behold, the number of crafty managers we had that ran stores into the ground. My first job was at a small-town grocery store when I was 15 in 1992. The store manager there was without question the best boss I will ever have. He empowered the part-time kids to make decisions in their department because we knew what was going on. He promoted women to management positions at a rate higher than any other store. At one time, all major departments were managed by women: meat, produce, grocery, deli, cash. He never had a kid miss a prom because of work. On prom nights, all the adults had to cover our shifts. He never raised his voice to a customer or employee, and the only thing you could do to really get fired was to steal. That he took personally. I learned more from working with him than 5 years of school and countless management training seminars. I had a manager want to talk about my request off for graduation. I even liked this one because he actually did crap to help out, but I was the only one he asked to see about it despite others getting the day off. Was one of the few times I played hardball. I told him I wasn't coming in that day, and if he wanted me to, I would sign the write-up for it so he could send it in when I didn't show up. He dropped it. I love when I finally grow balls and just return the denied time off request sheet. Yeah, I'm taking time off whether it's approved or not. This is just a courtesy to expect me gone. It's true. Had a boss that thought yelling at everyone, and I mean everyone including customers, was the way to go. So many people quit. Then that dude was fired and they hire a mentally sane person. Night and day difference in employee retention and sales. Nor should you. I am a CPA and used to do bookkeeping. No way in hell should you ever let someone treat you like that. Those are rookie numbers. Nope, I quit. Been there. I worked as a marketing coordinator for a family-owned business. Upon seeing the job posted on Indeed a few days ago, they're now on their 6th marketing person in 3 years. I'll never work at a mom-and-pop shop again. Corporations have their own issues, admittedly, but I'll never deal with entitled temperamental owners like that again. Bagging groceries at a major supermarket. The manager came over to tell me that I needed to clean up the bathroom. An elderly gentleman fell off the toilet while pooping and it was a literal crap show. Apparently I was the most qualified because I was 16. I was handed a broom and a dustpan. I crap you not, sorry had to. My reward for going above and beyond the call of duty? $5 in store coupons. Sometimes dreams really do come true. Not sure about your country, but growing up I always got out of that by saying I haven't been trained in hazardous materials or biomaterial handling and disposal. If you train me and provide the proper protective equipment, I'm happy to do it. They'll always find someone else, as technically it is biohazardous material and by law, at least where I am, requires a bunch of BS. No employer wants to even think about the Ministry of Labor. I know that would work in America, but also, biohazard training is a joke. You watch a 8-minute video, and they show you where the special biohazard bucket is, and guess what the bucket contains? Standard cleaning supplies and extra gloves, nothing special, just average stuff that's been put with the bucket. I worked at Kroger for a very short time and we had biohazard stations throughout the store. They were always empty. Luckily I didn't work there long enough to have to tell a manager I wouldn't be cleaning up blood or crap without the proper training or equipment, but I did work there long enough on night stocking to spill bleach all over myself from a crushed bottle on a pallet. Manager said you can grab some hydrogen peroxide and pay for it in the morning. I grabbed it, absolutely did not pay for it after neutralizing the bleach burning, and quit the following week. That's effed up. I once slipped on wax and landed on my back. My manager pretty much carried me to his truck, drove me to the med clinic, waited for me, and drove me home after. I hate these stories of stupid-ass managers treating their employees like crap. Managers should be competent, but sadly many are horrible. Sleepy face, triumphant face. First day at the health department, I'm left at the reception desk alone while literally everyone else in the office went out to a farewell lunch for the person I was replacing. As I was on 90-day probation, wasn't yet licensed and badged, my pay was $7.96 per hour. I'm sitting at reception, and some redneck comes in with a leaking garbage bag and drops it on my desk. It contains a newly beheaded javelina head. His buddy had been bitten, and it needed to be tested for rabies ASAP. I had no effing clue what to do with a leaking garbage bag of javelina head. He couldn't wait for others to return, so he left a number and split. Turns out, we don't do that sort of thing at the health department. Guy refused to come back. Javelina pig-like creature in Central and South America for anyone else wondering. Edit, SWUSA 2. Also a Texan chimed in and said if you're chased by one, climb a tree and they are good eating, can be eaten, so original post if no rabies you can have a little barbecue. And the southwestern US. I worked at Circuit City when I was 17. Heard a noise of packaging being opened in the movie section, found a guy crouched down cutting open DVD boxes and stealing the discs. He looked at me, held his knife out and said, "Got a problem?" I just replied, "I don't get paid enough for this crap," and backed off. I went to the back room of the warehouse area to call a manager to tell them what happened. Never could get a hold of anyone, so I just chilled in the warehouse area for a half hour to decompress. The wise choice. Why get shanked over some effing megacore DVDs? Imagine getting killed over Big Mama's house. Imagine getting caught stealing Big Mama's house. Turns out this loss in profit was the exact moment that Circuit City went under. R.I.P. I worked at a movie store in a mall when I was in my early 20s. I probably would have confronted the guy like an idiot. I had a dumb sense of duty back then, a moth thief and crusader. One time I chased a shoplifter out of the store down the mall until security was able to tackle them. He did try to steal like $1,000 plus of merchandise, but it was stupid, and people get killed for less. You did the right thing. I had a friend who chased down someone stealing a PS3 while my friend worked at GameStop. My friend was fired the next day. Liability reasons. You don't chase down thieves, product can be replaced. You getting hurt or hurting someone else while working at a corporation can get the corporation in a lot more crap than replacing a console. Op absolutely did the right thing. Thank you for watching. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube. and share them with your friends. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. We welcome your comments below. Another of our videos will begin shortly.